Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again. And this time we're going to look at a game called Gondomania. And this is created by Data East in 1987. This is also known as Makyou Senshi. And this was suggested by YouTube user Paul Contreras. And it's kind of a weird game, but it's definitely playable. You can control these different types of vehicles, and you fly them over this terrain, and you fly towards the boss that you're eventually going to face. And the bosses are generally very hard in this game. They shoot a lot, but you will always have a vehicle to fly. There are weapons that you can pick up that you will constantly shoot. There are bombs. There's a secondary weapon you can shoot. And you can consistently upgrade your weapons. You can play two-player simultaneous play too. And we'll get started here. Very few enemies are going to take more than one shot. Most of them are going to be running around on the ground. But there will be some that are also on vehicles of some sort. You have a 8-way joystick, and you have rotary control. You can turn the dial to the left or right, and you will move your direction of fire. I wasn't able to emulate that well in this game. Your vehicle will only blow up if you lose your last life. We'll go ahead and get started. This is kind of a fun game. I didn't use my 8-way fire too often, at least not early on. Later on, you'll definitely need to use it. You get hit once by any enemy bomb or shot or whatever, or run into a flying target or a boss, you die instantly. And you can still pilot your vehicle even after you die, waiting for your next life to reappear in the driver's seat. I don't recall coming across this one in the arcades. There, you collect coins from the defeated enemies, and you can purchase the weapons. Sometimes there will be very fast enemies. You really got to watch out for them. But yeah, you can occasionally purchase new weapon upgrades. And see on the top left, there's a list of weapons that I have collected. The one on the bottom is the one you will be using. And you can run out of ammunition for that weapon. And when you do, the next one above it is the next one you are going to use. And the one at the very top has infinite shots. And that is the one, well, not at the very top. The one with the sword above it, or the dagger, that is infinite shots. That's the one, the only one that has infinite shots. At the very, very top, that is your secondary weapon. The second button you press will fire a secondary weapon, and it's stronger than the first weapon. Now I've got some nice upgrades. You can purchase upgrades, different types of bullets with the coins that you've picked up. If you don't have enough money to purchase a certain weapon upgrade, you'll hear a certain sound tell you that you can't get it. And here's the first boss. Now, notice he shoots out a lot for a first frickin' boss. There is a trick to at least some of the bosses. There is a very small window between directions that they shoot. I got killed. But they can shoot like straight down or diagonally to the left. And you can kind of get in between that spot and get shots in on them, and they'll miss you with their shots. I'll show you that a little bit later. once you've shot them enough, they might stop, and then you'll be able to destroy them. And they leave a lot of coins behind. But there's really no end until you beat the final boss of the game, and we'll get there eventually. Oops, died. But yeah, once you beat a boss, unless it's the last boss of the game, you'll just keep on going. You don't really get a breather, which sucks, because those boss battles can be tough. I will show you at least snippets of all the levels in the game. Once you beat the last boss, the game does end. But now I have a three-way shot. But again, at the very top on the left, those are the secondary bombs you have left, where it says 40. Now I'm shooting all the directions. I put on games like this. Ooh, now I have grenades. On games like this, where I have a directional knob to control my firing arm or whatever, I map that to like 2 buttons on my joypad controller, and I press one button to move my arm to the left and the other one to move my arm to the right. There, I blew up because I didn't have any more lives. This is what it looks like to not continue. It says game over, then you put in your initials. You use the arm control directions to change the letters to what you want. But we'll look at the rest of the levels, or parts of them at least. After you pass that guy, see, did you see my secondary weapon? With the extra weapons that you can pick up and use, your secondary weapon can become really awesome, and I really liked it with the last shot that I had. This wide wave. Yeah, you'll hear that pew sound when you can't afford a weapon or new cycle that you're flying over. I don't know what they call the thing that he's got. Air cycle. Sounds good to me. Don't worry about like crashing into any walls or anything. You can't do that in this game, so don't worry. You fly over everything, except for the bosses and the other flying enemies. But yeah, I've never seen this game in arcades. Dad at East had crap, died. But again, you can control the vehicle even after you die. Now we've got another boss. This guy, like I was saying before, you can kind of toy between their firing to downright and straight down. Kind of toy in between that, and you can get in a shot that'll hit them, and they can't really hit you with their fire. It's a little science you have to kind of learn. You'll eventually take them down. I don't think it works with all the bosses, but it works with at least a few of them. And then you get to pick up your reward for killing them, which is a very nice reward. You can You can later on pick up 1-ups or purchase 1-ups, and you can purchase temporarily invincibility, I think, too. But yeah, the weapons on the left, the ones with the little icons for them, the one on the way bottom is the one you're going to be using, and once it's out, then you use the next one up. The next one above it. But we're gonna zip forward a little bit later on that level. I eventually put on invincibility. I might have had it here. But yeah, remember that sound when you can't afford a weapon and you fly over it. That's it. You won't be able to pick up that weapon upgrade. And now here's the next boss. It's a snake. I put on invincibility. I just wanted to get through the game. The bosses, just like I said, they can be really challenging, but try that. Get in between their firing sights. Like if we fire in between him firing to the bottom right and straight down, get in between that, and you can usually get shots and not be hit. Obviously, the flying enemies are going to grant you a lot more coin value than the smaller guys. Yeah, I just said screw it, put on invincibility, and like I said, I'm gonna show each level, but I'm just gonna skip ahead to certain parts. Here is the boss of this level. He's hard. It's annoying. Some of the bosses, you have to get a weapon that fires far so that you can hit a certain spot on them, like their head or something. And not all the weapons will shoot far, so you have to use secondary weapon often. And again, where it says M whatever at the top, here it says M6. That'll start counting down once you use the secondary weapon. And you can replenish the secondary weapon with various icons that you pick up or can purchase. Yeah, this game's alright. It's definitely playable. It's very challenging. Yeah, later on in the game, the enemies, just the ground enemies, shoot a whole hell of a lot more. And you have to be really, really good with the rotational control. You know, moving your firing arm. And then here's the boss of this level. I think there might have been just like one more level or something, I can't remember for sure. Yeah, screw you, I've got invincibility. There we go. Kinda like that weapon that creates a swirling fireball that stays there for a good amount of time. I don't really like the grenades, and I'm not a big fan of the three-way shot. No, they repeated the first boss here. I'm sure you can do the same trick as before, but I'm just going to use the invincibility to my advantage here. Waste him and get it over with. Yeah, I think this boss, the boss of this level, might be the last. Here, I scored some 1-ups. I also put on a cheat that gave me like infinite money, so I could afford those. No, this is the second to last boss. It says shoot somewhere, but that somewhere is just the snake's head. And you'll see its body flash when you do that, so just keep doing it until it's destroyed. Yeah, I think the next boss is the last one. Just die already. Well, if my voice sounds a little different, I'm sorry. I've had a bad cold all week. Hopefully it'll be over pretty soon. I've upgraded my medicine. This guy just says you die, but he is the last boss. I'm just gonna get it over with and kill him. Yeah, I had really old medicine that's probably expired by a few years or so that I've been taking, so it's probably not very effective anymore. So I just bought some new stuff, and I'm gonna put that in my system, and hopefully I'll be rid of this really annoying cold. There's some sort of princess you rescue. Typical damsel in distress character from video games of the era. But the game ends here, and you gotta put in your initials. After we see the credits. That was Gondomania, the game designed by Gondo, so maybe that's where they got the Gondomania name. It is also known as Makyou Senshi. This was created by Daddy East in 1987 and suggested by YouTube user Paul Contreras. And no, I've never seen this in arcades, but it's playable. But yeah, try to exploit that in between the enemies where they shoot their shots. Just try to get in between that and fire some shots and keep from getting hit, because the enemies do shoot a lot. Not bad music, actually pretty good music for 1987. It's not a bad game. I'd have probably given this a chance had I'd seen it in arcades back in the day. And happy days followed. And now I put in my initials, and then the game will end. I screwed up on the initials, sorry. I put in like RQQ or something, or I can't remember. Yeah, I was like, "Oops! I don't know that there's a back button," and I'm kind of tired of playing this game now. That was Gondomania, also known as Makyou Senshi, by Data East in 1987. What is this, Crazy Climber 80, saying thanks for watching Gondomania by Data East in 1987, suggested by YouTube user Paul Contreras, and I will catch you later in the future with another video. Have a good one, folks, and I will see you later. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.